boys and girls. Welcome to another online art class. Before I start, I would like to share a Bible verse with you. Psalm 13. How long, Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? Look on me and answer, Lord my God. Give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. And my enemy will say, I have overcome him. And my foes will rejoice when I fall. But I trust in your unfailing love. My heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing the Lord's praise, for he has been good to me. The psalmist asked a whole bunch of questions. And from those questions, we get a feeling that he feels pretty left out by God. He is fighting his enemy all by himself. He is sad by himself, and he thinks God has forgotten him. Sometimes we feel that, especially with this coronavirus, where we have to stay home, and sometimes we're home, just with our helper or by ourselves. We miss our friends. But the psalmist didn't say, God, take it away. I want things to go back to normal. Make it perfect. Instead, he says, I'm going to focus on God's unfailing love and God's salvation for us. And he's going to sing praises. So I want you to look back. Since we, started online schooling, I want you to look back. Despite the circumstance, because we can't change the circumstance, think of one thing you can praise God for. Maybe tell your mom or your dad or an adult what praise items you have from the past 11, 12, 13 weeks, however long we've been doing online school, and let them know how awesome God is. All right, let's take a look at what you guys did. Now, I am so proud of you guys for creating the abstract self-portrait. I actually showed it to the middle school teacher, and she was very impressed at how honest you guys are with your drawing. I love the way you've really truly looked at yourself, and you really, every one of you have focused on different aspects of your facial feature, whether it's the eyes, the hair, the nose, or the mouth, or even the shape of your face, because that's how you see yourself. God made you, and you need to love what God made. He made you perfect. Here, this is 3B. Now, 3B, some interesting portrait. We have one that's very similar to my example from last week, which was a face, and then it's divided with different lines. I can't wait if you use that as your print. That will look kind of cool. And we also have our Frankenstein with a square face, which is interesting. And we also have a very detailed portrait, even with a strand of hair going down near the corner. Now, make sure when you are doing your portrait, we want to put the most focus on your face. So the space that you are going to use, so the print plate that we're using today, make sure it is filled with your face. In the middle, it should take up the most space. So here we have some from 3C. Great job. I love the smile. Some of you included great smile. And teeth, great job. Here, this one, this is from 3D. 3D actually had made some really interesting drawing. So we have one with missing teeth, and we also have some color. Now, the one that David did is very interesting because he really, put in different abstract idea into his portrait. I wonder what that question mark is. Is it, does it represent your brain, or does it represent when you look at something, you have questions? So I think, it makes me ask a lot of questions. Today, you are moving on to creating the print plate for your print. We're not going to print today because, doing the print plate, getting all the material, it takes quite a while. What you would need is a piece of plain styrofoam from the styrofoam box or tray, and then a doll pencil. For your inspiration, for your print, you can use either the landscape or the self-portrait that you created last time. What we will be learning to do today is to create the printing plate in preparation for the print for next class. You can see here I have the landscape near the top and also the portrait at the bottom. You are going to be looking for a styrofoam that is at least 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters large. So don't find anything too small, otherwise it's really hard to draw for your print. Second, you are going to be creating the composition with the inspiration with a clean and balanced line. What does that mean? That means when you are making a drawing, we are not going to see a lot of big empty space. Your print is going to be filled with lines. However, you do not want to have so many lines that we cannot see, because we will be filling in those space with color. So if your lines are too close together, it's going to be hard to fill in those space. So make sure it is balanced, it is simple, but not too simple, but you should be able to see the picture that you have from your previous lessons. Okay, so watch the demonstration and have a great day. Okay, boys and girls, are you ready? I'm so ready. So to start with, we are going to cut out our foam. So I have two type of foam, styrofoam here. Select a section that is plain. So here, this side is bumpy, so I'm going to use the side that is plain. Or if you look at this, you think this side might be plain, but if you turn it over, it is not. So you can choose to use this side, but it's kind of small. Or I would use this side because it's nice and big. So I'm going to show you how to do it with the lunchbox. All right, so you have the flat pieces. You can see that it is actually not very big once you have cut them out. Now, I would like your pieces to be at least 10 centimeters in width and height. So let's take a look. This one is 11. It's just 10. This one would definitely be enough. 10 by 17. Now, you might think, what am I going to do? So I'm going to show you an example of mine that I did earlier. So this is mine, my landscape, and we are going to make a print like this. Isn't that exciting? It looks so cool. But anyways, we're just doing this part. Before you start, you are going to have to give yourself an outline, just like we did. Or you can go with this if you like, but then you might have crooked edges, which is okay with me. Then you're going to take your inspiration. Now remember, you did a picture of a landscape and a picture of your portrait. Right here. You can choose one. You don't have to do both. Choose one. So either a landscape or a portrait. So I did a landscape, so I'm going to choose to do a portrait. Here we go. Now you can see it's not the same size. You are going to have to reduce your the size as well. As you get smaller, you might want to simplify some of the lines. Some of you have, with your portrait, you made some solid eyes. Don't worry. I would suggest not to use any solid shape, but rather just simplify everything into lines. So I'm going to start off with my circle. So I'm going to do my circle.
And that's it for the face portrait. For your portrait, if you are doing a portrait, miss a line, and then that is all you need to do. So you can see the pattern is similar but not exactly the same. And as you add the lines to your foam, you notice that you might want to leave some of the lines out, you might not, but you have to decide and make an artistic decision. I'm also going to show you how to do the landscape just quickly. And that's it. You can see I have simplified. I took out the bench and I have reduced the amount of building. I've made this tree a little wider because this is a longer picture compared to my original picture. So you will have to make an adjustment to your print as you transfer the image from your drawing to the print. Usually you will simplify it. So there it is. If you're doing the landscape, here it is. If you're doing a portrait, and here it is. If you have any question, please don't hesitate to give me an email. Have a great day.